Hello everybody, my name is JT, and this is my 1967 Pontiac GTO. Want to know how it got from this to this? Stay tuned. Hi everybody, my name is JT and I'm coming to you from America's frozen tundra, the great state of Wisconsin. It's the holiday season 2019, so happy holidays to all of you. This is the first of hopefully many installments of my new YouTube channel, Muscle Car Mania. I'm the owner of that 1967 Pontiac GTO. I want to explain to you why I created this channel and what you can expect in future videos. So why am I doing this? Number one, to show those of you that want to rebuild a car but don't think you can, that you really can. Look at the photos of what this car looked like when I picked it up back in 2013. Look at how dented and rusted and decayed this car looked like at one time. I mean, there were rivets on the side of this car. The inside was just a rusted, horrible looking piece of metal. It might have taken me nearly 5 years to complete this, but in reality, when you're restoring a car, 5 years isn't too bad. I've seen guys restoring cars over 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. If you think this car was restored because I've done this before, maybe you think I do this full time as a classic car restorer, you were so wrong. That is so far from the truth. I never rebuilt a car in my life. I work in an office in a field totally different from the auto industry. The reason it turned out like this is because of many things, like determination, a vision of what I wanted, and just a pure love of classic cars. I want this channel to serve those people like me that love old cars and want to rebuild old cars. If you've always wanted to own an old car or wanted to always restore an old car, you should do it. Life is too short. Go for it, because an ordinary guy like me can build something like that. Anybody can do it. My second reason for creating this channel is to show you step by step on how I did it. How I restored that old green, nasty looking piece of junk into something like that. It's going to help that person who wants to rebuild an old car from scratch by taking them through the series of steps that I took to restore my car. First of all, I'm not saying this is the way you should restore your car. I will say right now that this is the way I restored my car. I want to show you what I did on this old Pontiac in hopes that it will not only inspire you to get the work done on that old car sitting in your backyard, you know which one I'm talking about, or to help you restore it. I took videos and pictures up the wazoo on this car as I was tearing it down, and the reason I did that was so that I could use those videos of how I tore it down to remind myself how I was going to put it back together again. Well, that didn't really help me too much, but now that I have all these pictures and all these videos, I thought, why not share them with the world of YouTube for those subscribers that are going to be interested in rebuilding their car, either now or down the road. I made a lot of mistakes, and I lost some money on some bad choices and bad purchases, and I just want to pass this on to those of you that are rebuilding cars so it doesn't happen to you. Number three, for all you grease monkeys, old car lovers, restoration pros, classic car enthusiasts, and just plain hot rodders, I want this channel to be your motor fix. I see a lot of channels of people talking about supercars and hypercars and exotic cars and racing cars, but not a lot of channels about good old-fashioned Detroit muscle. I'm saying that if you love classic cars from the past as much as I do, we're going to have a lot of fun here. How many of you turn your head to see what vehicle is making that awesome big block sound while driving past your house? How many of you adults go to a car show trying to keep it cool on the outside, but deep inside you're saying, yeah, a lot of us do. I mean, going to car shows is the ultimate for a lot of us guys. We love going to them. I've always loved good old-fashioned real metal, easy to work on, supercharged muscle. I've enjoyed them before I could even drive. I used to take my allowance and buy a new Hot Wheels car and then take it home and guess what? Yep, modify it. Can any of you relate? If you can then hit that subscribe button below and join me in the world of muscle cars from the Midwest, I'm going to take you to car shows with me. Maybe you'll get some ideas from other owners that you might like to do with your build. Maybe they have a paint job you love, or maybe a resto work they did on their interior that would fit just perfectly with what you're doing to your car. I'll take you with me to car events like cruising nights, poker runs, benefit rides, or just about anything and everything that has to do with the world of these great cars. And last but not least, the reason why I created this channel is because I'm not done with this car yet. I've got a lot to do, and I want you to come with me so we can go together and work on this car. It has issues and they need to be fixed. I might do something to fix an issue on here that will help you, but you might be able to give me some comments that would help me. So what do I have in mind down the road? Well, there's the issue regarding the powertrain. I had the original 400 tranny put back into the car after it was redone, but it's not enough for the big engine that I have in there, so I'd like to put this bad boy in there. Nice 4-speed overdrive handling up to 800 horsepower. So what are those things that I need to work on? Well, for one thing, there's the exhaust. It kind of hangs kind of low. Let me show you. And then there's the fan. I have a 2-row aluminum radiator with a electric fan on the outside pushing air through it into the engine. And I also have a thermostat to where it kicks in at 200, shuts off at 175. It works okay, but I mean my radiator, because of the monster engine that needs to be cooled, is maybe reaching around the 200 area. Now a lot of people tell me that's okay. I'd rather have it around the 180s area. Some of you probably don't agree, but that's what I'm thinking. And then there's the issue of my sound system. As you can see, it's a resto mod. I have a new radio in there. I had the old one in there. All the gauges didn't work well, so I ripped the dash out, put a carbon fiber in there, and this new radio. And as you can see down there is one speaker, down there is another speaker, and I do have, I think it's like a 50-watt amplifier in the back powering these two. And with all the noise from this car and the sounds coming through the engine, I'm still not hearing the radio very well. So that's another project I'll be doing with you guys over the winter, is installing new speakers. And of course it's the little things like when you put your car cover on and you don't put away your car antenna and you snap your damn antenna off your car, that needs to be replaced. See that hood scoop? That used to be chrome. If you look at the old picture of the car, it was a chrome tip right here. And I kind of like that. So I want to go out and get that chromed again. I think that would stand out. I've tried other places so far, have them chrome it for me, and the prices are ridiculous. Like $250 to $500 just for that one little piece to be chromed. I don't think so. Also, who said I'm just going to be focusing on this 1967 GTO? I caught the bug of rebuilding, and now that this one is pretty much done, I have my eye on this little rebuild job in a barn. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come with me as I continue to rebuild this 67 GTO from the past and make it into one badass street sweeping, gear pounding muscle car that I want it to be in the future. Oh, one more thing. Before I sign out, I do have a Facebook channel and it's called JT's 1967 GTO Build. I'll admit that I really didn't keep up with it like I should have, but if you go there, you'll see some videos and pictures of this car that you might enjoy. Okay, I will talk to you real soon. Stay tuned, God bless, and take care.